Oh, I put the happily ever Esther flag upside down.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. You gonna change it?
Back down.
Yeah. Hello, friends. Welcome to a special edition of Heath's Barnside Chat. This is my partner in crime, Steve Jenkins. And of course, for those of you that know me and those of you that don't, my name is Dark Walter. Welcome to Happily Ever Esther Farm Sanctuary. We're located in... Steve! Oh, his mouth is full. His mouth is full of flags right now. He's trying to get them hung in the right direction. We're located in Campbellville, Ontario, which is in Canada. We hope you're having a wonderful day wherever in the world you're tuning in from. Do not adjust your television sets, my friends. This is indeed actually our outfits. I've got on a funky sweater, so does Steven. We got some super fantastic Pride shoes on. It is Pride Month, and with Pride Month, we are thrilled to be launching a Summer Sparkle campaign. There is so much that's going on around the farm right now, and we really need your help in order to get this campaign off of the ground. My friends, what we are asking for $100,000 that we need to raise for numerous projects around the farm.
Basically lumber.
Steve says basically lumber. Yeah, he's not lying when he says basically lumber. We have several projects around the farm that we are so excited about, and we believe that this is what the residents need here at the farm the absolute most. There are for those of you that have signed up to get the newsletter, or if you are a monthly donor at the farm, you have received an email this morning which launched the Summer Sparkle campaign. The Summer Sparkle campaign we're using for medical care and shelter, and some of the projects will lead you around and we'll talk about them in a little bit of detail. So there it is. We've got the flags are flying. They're in the right direction. The Heath's flag and the Pride flag. We were going to hang Steve up, but we got confused. It was his sweater instead. Check out those shoes, my friends. Check out those shoes.
Am I going out Crocs?
Oh, whoops. Oops. There we are.
Yeah,
well, there we go. Check out those shoes. Now you can see his shoes. I've got some pretty fantastic shoes on also. These have toured the world.
They have.
Yeah, those are new. Somebody sent those to you last Christmas.
This is the first time they've been worn.
It is the first time.
New Crocs, there's nothing like them. They are just so comfortable.
Hey, let's change position and go around by the coop. Can you handle the camera, Steve?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So we need to raise $100,000, and that is for shelter and, of course, for healthcare. The goal to raise $100,000, we're trying to raise by June the 30th. And in terms of medical care, if we turn this way, there is a building right here. This beautiful 3-bay garage is the beginning of all of my wildest dreams.
Sounds kind of weird.
Yeah, it does sound kind of weird. So that
Strange.
building right behind us, already beautiful and big, houses all of our maintenance stuff. And so electrical, fan, anything with a motor or an engine, anything you plug in, including
That's
tools.
our junk cupboard. That's the sanctuary junk cupboard. It is full of everything.
And the first amount of money that we're looking for is $31,000, and that's so that we can transform our garage into the quarantine and recovery space. And we are making room for something special. Although it's not part of this campaign, we have to make room for it. And Steve, do you want to tell them what's going to be in there, perhaps?
We would like to get an aqua pacer. The aqua pacer is the water treadmill. It's something that we use for quite a few of our residents and something that we've been looking at using for Esther as well. Currently, we transport a few of the sanctuary residents up to OVC to the hospital, where we use their aqua pacer at great expense and a lot of time, of course, as well. So we've done a lot of the calculations. It's something we wanted to do here for a long time. Those of you that have been here following along since we started at the sanctuary, having our very own sort of medical suite and self-contained space to do this sort of thing on the sanctuary has been something we've talked about for years. And we're now finally at the stage where we're spending so much money on medical care and some of these things that we could really do here. And in the long term, will actually, although it's very expensive to do right now, it will save the sanctuary many, many thousands of dollars every single year once we are able to get it in place. So yeah, super, super exciting. It's kind of crazy how much the sanctuary has grown, that this stuff is really required here now, but it would be invaluable to our residents, especially as we're seeing as our residents are aging. We're dealing with arthritis, and we're dealing, with Donna has had some issues. She goes up swimming at OVC a couple times a month, doesn't she?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we could do that a whole lot more, and we think we could do a lot more for our residents if we had access to the machine here. Didn't have to spend hundreds of dollars every time we wanted to use it, and we have no shortage of residents.
To residents. I mean,
yeah.
The thought
Andrea's
of this.
face lit up. Our primary caregiver here at the sanctuary, when we said, hey Andrea, we're thinking about this. What do you think? And she was doing backflips. I said, do you have residents that you think it would be useful for? And without even batting an eye, she listed off 7 or 8 residents that she would have swimming tomorrow if we had the ability. So hopefully this big building here will contain that magical device, as well as a couple of stalls, like Derek said, recovery stalls. So in the event we have a resident that requires sedation or is recovering from surgery, that they can go in there where it is climate controlled and spotlessly clean, and it will be maintained like a hospital space. So very, very exciting and hugely important and exciting for the animals.
So on that building, if you can imagine a couple more window cutouts, and as well, if you can imagine on the other side, there are 3 garage doors, 3 bay. There we go. Don't call me right now. There are 3 garage doors, and one of those garage doors will be removed, and it will be replaced with a couple of person doors, and that will lead into the private stalls and all of the gear that we need. But having a quarantine and recovery space does displace what's inside of that garage.
Our junk cupboard.
And around the farm, there are lots of implements
Have you explained
and
to people what this is
tractor
that you're doing, by the way?
pieces around the farm that are currently not under shelter. So
this out.
the next project that we're asking for help with is the maintenance, drive shed, and storage building. So we have spent money on the tractor, we have spent money on implements, so the snow blower, the grass cutting machines, all of that stuff, but we don't have a home for it. It's sitting out under the elements.
Not ideal in Canada with our beautiful but pain in the ass seasons.
Yes, it's not ideal at all. So the dream is to get 4 shipping containers, recycled ones, big 40-foot long ones, and piece them together, and then get a dome roof that goes over them. So the shipping containers themselves can be used for storage. Various, one shipping container, for instance, can be all full of the equipment used to cut the lawns and the grass and keep the pastures in good shape. Another shipping container could be all woodworking stuff. And then the big dome cover is where we would park the tractor, the 4-wheeler, and the big pieces of equipment that will not fit in those shipping containers.
Do you have a picture you can show people?
A picture I do not of the shipping container.
Of the potential building idea. It's a really cool way to build. It's a super sustainable way to build.
I will have photos for you the next time that we meet, and
it's super economical. It doesn't require huge alterations to the land or excavation for footings and all that sort of stuff. So it's a really, really great way to get a whole lot of space. Super functional for what we want to use it for, without spending. I mean, a traditional building of the size that we're looking to build would be probably $250,000 plus, at least, right, to build a proper barn with footings and walls and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, this is a really, really cool way to build a very cheap building that is huge, that will give us way more storage space than we have here. And like Derek said, give a nice, safe, dry home for all of our implements, which also are not cheap. So, I mean, we don't want to have them sitting outside in the snow and in the rain, and it's just going to shorten their life. And again, long term, cost the sanctuary even more money. So it makes sense now to lay this out now, get it done, get it taken care of. And as the sanctuary grows and we're adding equipment, we just got a manure spreader last year, which allows us to use our compost, which improves our pastures. So, you know, it all kind of comes back to making things better for the residents.
This is a big fork in the road. If we develop this as the quarantine and recovery suites, which we believe is the next thing that the residents and the farm need in order to lead happy, healthy lives as long as they can. Having this right here is going to solve so many of our problems. COVID has created issues with bringing residents to the hospital. They create a separation with clients and their you know, the residents or the animals that we're bringing in. Having a clean space where we can have a vet come into is really, really critical, and I just cannot stress how much we need this renovation.
Having a proper space, there's a lot of stuff and a lot of procedures we currently go to the hospital for that we would be able to do here.
That space would be insulated entirely, so with the $31,000, it doesn't sound like a lot of money, but we would first of all punch in a few windows, it would insulate the space, and we would have a propane furnace that could heat it up in a real jiffy if needed. With the aquapacer machine coming in, of course, it's water. It does need to have a climate-controlled environment, and the climate-controlled environment is perfect for any residents that maybe need to be warmed up or cooled down very quickly. Let's head on over here to in front of Esther's Pond. A great way to stay informed is to sign up for the newsletter. Go to happilyeverester.ca, click on Stay Informed, and we will give you more information as we go on about the various projects that we are asking for your help. Again, friends, we're looking to raise $100,000 by June the 30th for medical care and shelter. The next bit of money that we are asking for your help, included in that $10,000, is money to build Heath's own little fire hall and have an emergency plan. So right behind me, right behind Esther's Pond here, a little 7x7 shed is what we need to build and put there at the front of the barn. Inside that shed, there will be a couple of really, really important pieces of equipment, a wagon full of really big fire extinguishers. It will have a ladder. It will have our emergency plan. It will have these fire extinguisher bombs, these balls that you throw into a fire that explode and put a fire suppression
Our own little portable fire
over
trucks.
them. It's so important that we're prepared. Campbellville does have a fire department, and it is close. However, it's about 12 minutes away. If we called the fire department, they'd be about 12 minutes before they get here. And in 12 minutes, that's a lot of time. We need to put the fire out before they get here. So with a $4,000 investment, we're going to build a small little building out front, and it's going to have the emergency plan and everything in it that we need to be as safe as we can. It gives opportunity as well. We're going to make space for a pump and hoses. That's not part of this investment. This first part of the investment is just for the building and the couple of wagons with the masks, the oxygen mask, the fire extinguisher balls, and those sorts of things. So we really have to be forward thinking when we are caring for the residents that we love so much.
Yeah, and the pump he's talking about is from the river. We're talking about potentially pumping water from the river to our own little station here that would allow us to have proper hoses, the high volume hoses that would allow us to distribute water to the barns, or the main kind of central area here, which includes the cow barn and the goat barn and the main barn and of course the coops. So that would be a pretty awesome addition down the road. But again, another extra added bonus of having that little building there would give us somewhere to house that equipment, so it is nice and central and easily accessible.
There are some funds that we're hoping for your help with. We need $5,000 to help with our bridge over troubled water. our little bridge coming onto the property. I don't know if you've been
The
on
raging
it,
river.
but it's rotten and it's scary, and it needs some funds to go into it so that it remains safe. And for $5,000, we are going to redeck it in beautiful new pressure-treated boards. And with the delivery of this campaign, this is my favorite part. If we reach the goal, we are going
How
to
awesome is that? Look.
we are going to paint the bridge just like a rainbow. And I can't wait to see this because it is going to be super special.
Did you explain this program?
No, not yet.
So hopefully this is working properly
It is.
because you guys should be able to see the Rainbow Bridge on your screen right now,
It's a bit behind. It's like
which is super cool. So yeah, fun little
I am
project. But how cute does that look?
I am trying to control visuals here for you so that we get a better idea of what it is that we're asking for and what it is that we are going to deliver. The bridge, of course, is for... Wow, this
Very
this-
important.
This,
Whoever is
this
calling from that
person
number.
really wants my attention. My goodness.
Take a hint.
Don't you know? Don't you know we're live? So the bridge over troubled water is, of course, it's so important that
Bridge over troubled water. That's so funny.
traffic needs to be able to come over that bridge, and it is going to need $5,000. This $100,000 fundraiser, you know, the goal of reaching $100,000 will fast forward us and allow us to get these projects done in a timely fashion.
Yeah, these two projects are really big steps forward for the whole sanctuary, from having our own space for animal care and recovery to the storage equipment and stuff. Huge step forwards, and not places that we're falling short at the moment, but things that will allow us to take those two areas to the next level
It's the
entirely.
next logical step in order to keep providing the level of care that we have here, in order to make space so that we don't have valuable stalls in the barn that are connected to all the yards being taken up. If we have somebody that needs a quiet space to recover, that will be down at the quarantine and recovery space. All right, let's go. Let's head on over here to where the fire hall is going to go. Will you grab the camera? So behind me here is where we want to build the fire hall. So back by the second picnic table is where the building would go, and it is a fairly central location to the main barn, to the coops, and to the outbuildings, such as that one way up there. Okay, so something that I'm not super proud about is the tractor that we have here on the farm, and the tractor
Not the one behind you.
is a source of much aggravation, and unfortunately our tractor is needing some money to make it right and to make it run the way that it should. It is leaking oil, and we need to fix some of the seals on the tractor. Now that doesn't sound expensive, but I'm afraid that it is very expensive. And in order for us to keep on with our manure management plan, we need that tractor to be in tip-top shape. Another thing I hope we never have to use the tractor for is to lift a large residence such as Denver or Pouty or Escalade or BJ. And we would use the tractor. You need a big piece of equipment to help lift them up. And it's imperative that we keep that tractor in tip-top shape. And we need your help. The bill is large on that one, and I'm scared every time the tractor goes in. But that is one of the things. So the tractor, the broken tractor fund.
Or if anybody out there happens to own a John Deere dealership and would like to send.
There's a graphic between us if you stay on that side. So the broken tractor fund, we need $10,000 needs to be put into it, and that is a huge number.
And a lot of people might think, well, why aren't you just buying a new tractor? But keep in mind, a tractor the size of the one that we have is about $100,000 piece of equipment on its own. Our tractor is about 30 years old. No, it's older than that, isn't it? It's from the late 70s.
It
So yeah,
is.
it's pushing 50 years old. But it is a very large tractor. And again, the cost for us to actually replace it with something equivalent is, 10 or 15 times what it would cost for us to just take proper care of it. And do some maintenance. So although it seems like a lot of money to spend on one piece of equipment just to fix some things, again, buying a new one is substantially more expensive. So,
Please help us help them and carry on in our mission for showing kindness and compassion for farmed animals everywhere. The $100,000, we really need your help, and no donation is too small. We can never stress that. This place operates on $10 and $20 donations.
It does, yeah, it really does.
You might think that even a $5 donation might you might think that that's not enough. Well, it is, because in
bag of
numbers,
food.
in numbers is how we do this.
Exactly.
In bits of lumber is how we do this.
That's not enough for a 2x4 these days.
No. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
the lumber for the new barns that we're currently building on the other side of the property that are currently being built, the money that we had allocated for them is not enough.
We had them all planned out. We had them all quoted. Everything was ready to go for the Holiday Magic campaign. So we raised all the funds that we were told we needed to build these barns. And as I'm sure many of you know, the cost of lumber had literally tripled since that time. And as barns are mostly wood, that means the cost of the barns has gone up dramatically. We do not want to not build the barns. That's something that we need and want and have campaigned for, and you guys supported, and we want to be able to see that through.
I'm seeing some connection issues, so we are going to move a little closer and see if that helps. Sorry about that, friends. Hopefully. Oh, look, there's a perfect shot of Cornelius in the background. I hope that helps the connection. Sorry about that. We know that you guys want to help us reach the goal, and a perk of helping us reach the goal, we know that we need to come up with something really creative. So the perk of helping us is, of course, that all over warm body buzz that you will get from donating and helping us achieve the goal. But I don't know if you remember, a couple years ago we had participated in the Toronto Pride Parade, where we were able to have a float entered into the parade, and we were able to take that float and show it to several million people during that parade. It was an awesome time. Steve, come here and check out these photos. So what we would like to do, and what we will do, is upon completion of this campaign and upon success of this campaign, we are going to have a Heath's Pride Parade here at the farm, where we will blow up the famous Heath's Pig Parade float. And of course, Esther and Cornelius will be here. It's going to be right on site. It's not going to be in the streets of Toronto like it was in these photos. However, we will be having a Heath's Pride Parade upon completion of this campaign. And I heard that Donna wants a foam party. So I don't know if that's going to be possible.
It wouldn't be a Pride weekend Pride party without a foam party, now would it?
No, that is certainly right. So the campaign runs all month long, running till the end of the month. And remember that, again, no donation is too small. We really need your help and support to get there. Head on over to happilyeverester.ca, and you can click on the Summer Sparkle campaign. And because this is so important to us, this goal is so near and dear to our hearts, in order for us to get there, we need to make sure that we really up the presence online. You're going to see a lot of social media posts coming from the residents talking about the various projects that we're asking for your help on. You're also going to notice that we are going to start the fireside chats. Will return on Thursday, and that's where Steve's magic rainbow bag Steve, why don't you tell them about your magic
Okay,
rainbow
lovely.
bag?
Everybody knows about my rainbow bag. Well, there are new people here every week. We've already got questions in it for our first fireside chat. Your questions are in here, folks. We take them right out of these feeds and print them out, cut them out, and discuss them at our chats.
So we have fireside chats returning on Thursdays. We will have the regular Barnside chats on Mondays, and that's so that, of course, we can cover all of the wonderful things that you're going to help us with. We know with all of our hearts that that's what the residents need. And, we certainly hope that that you'll be able to come running from all corners of the globe to help us out. Oh my gosh. Is that it?
That's it.
Did we cover it all?
That's it. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. We hope you are having a beautiful and colorful Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. And as always, thank you so much for your support of the sanctuary and everything that we're doing here. Please do spread the word and tell your friends and help us add a little bit of summer sparkle to the sanctuary. So, have an awesome day, everybody. We will chat with you later. We'll see you soon.
Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.